Pig. If you wouldn't mind, man, could you crack the top on that and a little the club vodka martini. You know it's classy because the liquor's in it. Pig won't help. The red line is a suggestion. Don't judge. So, Pig and I went out to dinner before the show. We're hungry like regular people, and it was Pig's choice. So, of course, we went somewhere super fancy. They had a wine list that was 2,000 wines long, and the little guy came around with a breadcrumb scraper. And halfway through the meal, I dropped my spoon right on the floor, and before I can even utter a word or lean down to pick it up, boom! A waiter is right there with a fresh spoon right in his hand. And I said, wow, you are amazing that you had that spoon so fast. And he said, oh, no, sir, this restaurant has undergone a rigorous time and efficiency management regime. And we have determined that 1 in 4 patrons will drop their spoon, so all of us waiters carry a fresh spoon at all times, just in case. I said, wow, that is amazing. And I took a sip of my soup with my fresh spoon, and as I did, I noticed that he had a string coming out of his fly. I said, and then I don't mean to be rude, but you've got a string coming out of your fly. He said, no, sir. That's quite all right. That, too, is part of the time and efficiency regimen. You see, we have determined that the time it takes for a waiter to wash his hand after relieving himself in the restroom is too impactful on this restaurant. So I have a string tied around my penis, and if I need to go to the restroom, I simply use the string to pull my penis out, thereby not touching my hands at all, and no need to use the washing. And I said, well, that sounds, that makes some sense, but how do you get it back in? And he said, well, I don't know about the other waiters, but I use the spoon. The week I had to go to the doctor this week to get a mole removed from my penis. Well, that's the last time I fuck a rodent. But actually, I'm married to a wonderful woman. I've been married for 15 years. When we got married, she said, I only want to have one secret. I'm going to have this box. I'm going to put it under the bed. Just promise me you will not look in the box until I am dead. Now, last week, she didn't die, but my wife did get incredibly sick. And we were in the hospital. And I was home alone, and curiosity got the better of me, and I pulled the box out and I opened it up. Inside was 3 eggs and $50,000. Yeah, that's what I said. So I went to the hospital where my wife was tied up with all these tubes and the things and the stuff. I said, honey, I have to confess, I opened up that secret box you keep under the bed. She said, all right. I said, what are the eggs for? Why do you have eggs under the bed? And she said, well, I have to confess to you, sweetheart, that every time I was unfaithful to you, I put an egg in the box. I was pretty steamed, but 3 times in 15 years, it's not so bad. I said, well, then what was the $50,000? She said, well, every time I got to a dozen, I sold them. Well, we need the money. I used to have this great job as doing circumcisions. But I'm a little nearsighted, and it was just a matter of time. I got the sack. Just a second. I took the vacation of a lifetime. $50,000. I went to New Zealand. And it is gorgeous down there. If you've ever seen the Lord of the Rings movies, or any of the other movie made down there, it's gorgeous, and I was tooling along in the countryside in my rental car, and I passed an open field, and right out there, in front of God and everything, a man was fucking a sheep, and he was just going at it. And what a man and a rodent do in the privacy of their own home. That's what. But out there in public, I was shocked. I was shaken. And so as soon as I turned around the next bend and I saw a little pub, I went into that pub because I needed a stiff drink. And there, at the end of the bar, was a one-legged man masturbating furiously. And I was beyond shocked at this point. I plopped down in a chair, and the bartender came over, and he said, in whatever sort of crazy accent they have down there, he was like, "Oi, mate, crikey. You look terrible. What's wrong?" And I said, "Well, what the fuck is up with this country? On my way in here, I see a guy fucking a sheep. Now I'm in your bar, and there's a one-legged man masturbating." The bartender says, "Now calm down, hang on. You gotta give him some credit. A one-legged man can't catch a sheep." I'm Gerdes. This is Pig. Good evening.